Okay, so Apple just had their March 8th event today, and I'm going to go from most boring to most exciting on what they announced. So, most boring, number 7 is Apple TV Plus shows. That's not really anything. Number 6 is Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus. It's pretty cool. Not really a baseball fan, but I'm happy for all the people who are pretty big baseball fans. Number 5 is the green iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro. I think the green on the iPhone 13 Pro is it's Alpine Green. You can order it on March 11th, and it will be available on March 18th. Okay, now here's where we start to get to the actual products. Now, this is the iPhone SE. So, it looks the same colors. A15 Bionic, the one that's in the regular iPhone 13, not the Pro. Neural Engine, which enables live text. 5G. Photographic styles, Deep Fusion, Smart HDR4. Same durable back as the iPhone 13 Pro, not the front, so no ceramic shield, just the back. It says it's 2 hours better battery life than the SE2. So yeah, 15 hours versus 13 hours. It starts at $429. You can pre-order on March 11th, and it will be available on March 18th. Okay, next is the iPad Air. So first, the new colors. There's a new Starlight, pink, purple, and blue, and of course, good old space gray. There's an M1 chip with the 8-core GPU, which is actually the one that comes in default for the M1 MacBook Pro, not the Air. So basically, this new iPad Air is faster than my M1 MacBook Air, which I just got the base model. Got 8 gigs of RAM, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide front camera for center stage, 5G, of course, 2 times faster USB-C port, and it is $599. I'm pretty sure it's the same pre-order dates. I forgot to write them down in my notes. You can pre-order them on March 11th, and it will be at your house, or it'll be available on March 18th. Okay, here's where we get really exciting. The Studio display. The stand lets you tilt it up or down like 30 degrees. A 27-inch 5K Retina display. There's 14.7 million pixels. That's just crazy. It's a 218 pixels per inch, which is also pretty crazy. True Tone, anti-reflective coating, A13 Bionic chip for some reason. It's probably for some processing. 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera for center stage. 3 mic array. 6 speaker sound system, spatial audio, 3 USB-C ports, 1 Thunderbolt port, new black option for Magic Keyboard, the mouse, and trackpad to complement the Studio display. So yeah, that's it for the Studio display. Now let's get to the number 1 most exciting thing, in my opinion. And that is the Mac Studio. Now this thing is crazy. Now first let's talk about Apple's new chip. So now how there is the M1 chip, M1 Pro chip, and M1 Max chip, right? Well, they just introduced something super ginormous, and it's way better than M1 Max chip, the M1 Ultra. So the M1 Ultra is literally just 2 M1 Max chips connected, and with the power of 2 M1 Max chips, crazy. 2.5 terabytes per second interprocessor bandwidth, 114 billion transistors, which is 7 times more than M1, 800 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth, up to 128 gigabytes of RAM, 20-core CPU, 64-core GPU, which is 8 times faster than M1, 32 neural engine cores, and it uses a lot less power than the other M1 chips do. Now, that was just the M1 Ultra chip. My God, my hands are freezing. Gotta get inside soon. Oof. Next, let's actually talk about the real thing, the Mac Studio. It uses the M1 Max or M1 Ultra chip, not M1 Pro. It's too good for the M1 Pro. It looks like about 2 Mac Minis stacked. I'll put it up. So the back of it has these ports. 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports, 10 gigabyte Ethernet port, 2 USB-A ports, HDMI port, and a headphone jack. Pretty crazy. And now that's not all. For the front, for the M1 Max one, it's 2 USB-C ports and SD card slot. But for the front for the M1 Ultra is 2 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports and an SD card slot. So they said it's faster than the Mac Pro, literally the Mac Pro, the $50,000 Mac Pro. You can get that power for less than $10,000. Still absurd, but honestly amazing. Now for RAM, the M1 Max can go up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, while the M1 Ultra can go up to 128. Since it's 2 M1 Max chips, it's double, so yeah. 7.4 gigabyte per second SSD performance. can handle up to 18 streams of 8K ProRes 422 video. The M1 Max Mac Studio is up to 3.4 times faster than the fastest iMac. The M1 Ultra Mac Studio is up to 80% faster than the fastest MacBook Pro, like I said. The M1 Max version of this is $1,999, which is honestly crazy because you can get the M1 Max for like a lot cheaper, because if you want the M1 Max in a MacBook, you'd have to pay for a little more than $2,000, we'll call it. So, yeah. And the M1 Ultra is $3,999, unlike M1 Max, which is absurd, but it's got to be worth it, man. If they're really charging that much, then come on, it's got to be worth it. So pre-orders are today, March 8th, as I'm filming this. I'm not sure if I'll have this ready in time to get it out today, but yeah. So pre-orders March 8th, available March 18th. Alright, so that was all, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. These videos take a long time to make. And, yeah, I would also appreciate it because I might not be able to use my hands anymore. They are literally freezing. So, see y'all in the next one. Peace!